Today I'm going to share some simple techniques to create stunning page tabs for your junk journals. So grab a cuppa and let's get ready to be inspired. Hi guys, it's Kat from Jolly Jam Journals and a big welcome to my channel. So today we're going to go through 10 ideas to decorate page tabs which we can use for our junk journals or we can use them for tags, index cards, so many uses. They're great because we can add more interest and character to our journals and pages, especially the plainer ones which are left for writing space. And make sure you watch to the end as I'm going to reveal some extra special ideas that I think you're going to love. So let's get started. So first of all, how can we make page tabs? Well, you can either have punches or if you don't have punches, you can just simply use scissors, ruler, that sort of thing. So I happen to have this punch here. This one is the Creative and I've been very happy with it. I bought this from Witchcraft Do You Do, an online Australian store, but there are other tab punches around, and I've also very luckily have the whale tail tab which I use quite a bit as well. But if you don't have these, perhaps you might have the good old We Are Memory Keepers board. So I was just going to show a way that you can do this. It's just really very, very simple. If you just bring your alignment bar here, I might start this side, and we punch, and then we put the alignment bar back in the holes, and I usually go for about a medium, and then you can punch, and then you can just simply come and get your scissors and just tidy up those ends. I mean, you could have that and you could round the corners and you could put that onto a page and even have a little bit of a tuck spot. But if we do another one, and these are a great way to use up scraps. So this is a little bit of leftover wallpaper that I've had from another job, another project that I was doing. So put the alignment bar in and take that one out and just line that up to the medium. This one's really easy. I have done a couple of videos now on other things that you can use the We Are Memory Keepers tab punch board. They've been a little bit more complex, but this one's actually really quite easy. So I'll just get rid of these. And so just come along here. Now this is where you can use this. I just line that up there, get the little blade here, and I just cut. And that's a nice little tab that you can put onto the side of a page. So as I say, it's great for using up scraps. So I'll pop that one away because not everyone's going to have a We Are Memory Keepers tab punch board. So another option that you can have is, I like to use manila file folder, and these are little strips that I've cut. These are about just under 2.5 inches, and then they're just under 2 inches. So just fold that in half and just use a bone folder. Now if you've got a circle punch, now this one here is a 2.5 centimetre or a 1 inch punch, and what I do is, if you have a look in the inside, you'll see that there's like a cross, and I just come in and I just sort of go into 1/4 of that, just so that I can do the same on the other side. So again, if you can see that, I just line that up around about 1/4 and then you get that. Now if you want to, you can come along and just, so that those corners aren't so sharp, just snip them off there, and there you've got yourself a nice page tab shape. So I have been cutting out and mass making, pretty much almost filled up this little drawer that I've got that I'm keeping these decorated page tabs in. Doesn't that look fantastic? It just looks like a bundle of fun, doesn't it? So I thought I would go through 10 different ideas on how to decorate these guys. Okay, so I will grab some different page tabs here for this first idea. So we could use these manila file ones, and I might do a little bit of a sort of process here and line them up and stencil on them. I think if we just get some nice little stenciling patterns on them, and we could do it all in one production line. So I've got this Tim Holtz one here. This is like a ruler shape. So I thought that would be nice because it's got some numbers on it. Let me just unclip it. I'd probably go for these bigger ones here. So we'll just load our brush up with some ink, and I might go perhaps on this one here. Oh, I can't remember the name of the pattern here, but I thought that would be fun. And then, I mean, we could finish and do the same, turn these upside down. There we go. These ones here, we could just come along and just put down our stencil and just stencil them all at once. So there you have it. We could just finish that off and come in with our distress ink. And to demonstrate how that would look, if we just open up a page here in our journal, we could just grab one of these and how does that look? Doesn't that look delightful? And as I said, you can run a black stitch. It's a bit hard to do that now because it's sewn in, but when you were putting the signatures together, you could stitch that with some black thread and that would look amazing. So idea number 2 is to stamp our page tabs. In fact, we can even take our stenciled page tabs and we can stamp over these ones as well. So I've got just some plain manila file folders here. I've got some ones that have been tea dyed, and I've got some that have been stamped just out of some scrap papers. So we can have a look at some background stamps. So I've got a grid stamp here, and then I've also got some script stamp, and we can come in with some archival ink, jet black, or some coffee, it just depends on your colour tones, what you're doing on your journal. So I might come in with some various different colours. So if I do some script and some script on here, and I might do this one and this one. Okay, and I'll do one more. Okay. I might come in with coffee as well. This one I think I'll do with the grid. I've done this before with the grid and I've been really happy with the way it looks, particularly on these whale tail shaped ones. So just move these aside and line them up. Like I said, it's a good mass making. So while you're doing one, you might as well do 20. I just love how this grid turns out on these page tabs. Okay. Oh wow, I wasn't sure how it was going to look on the grey background, but it looks really good. Now I've got a pile of stamps here. I've been using these stamps here from the Field Notes. This is the Tim Holtz Field Notes, but I've also got this Creative Expressions dates from the past that I thought I might use. The Tiny Text, Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous, and I might possibly also maybe the Eccentric, the Stampers Anonymous Tim Holtz. We've got a few here to stamp, so first of all, I think it's just nice to, you know, just take a couple of stamps like Just One Life, or Do What You Love. I'm just thinking of ones that will Own Your Dreams, that will fit. Well, there you go. We'll do those three there. Okay, so I think if we take this one here, and I might come in with some coffee on this one, and I might pick this Don't Forget to Fly. There we go. Just a simple stamped sentiment like that, and if you want you can do the other side as well. We could do Own Your Dreams. Now this one here we could do Don't Forget to Fly. And then we could come in with the butterfly. Just thinking what colour. Yeah, I might try black. I'm not sure how that's going to look, but let's give it a go. So this is the Ranger Archival Ink Jet Black. Just thinking I might come on the back here. So this side here we've got Don't Forget to Fly, and then on this side here we've got a butterfly, and because I haven't stamped that grid, I might just come in and just finish that grid there off on the side just to give that a bit more. There we go. So we've got that one, and then we've got that one. Okay, so that's stamping. You can stamp with a sentiment, or we could come in, and because we've got the black background on here, we could come in with some different colours. So I've been finding this one here has been quite good received, and this is Memento Ladybug. I'll just hold that up so you can see that one, because this is a lovely red, this one. And then we could come in with our archival ink coffee. And then we've got our fern green, and we could come in there we go. And these are some other examples of some stamping that I've done earlier. So for idea number 3, now that we've got our stamped bases of our page tabs, we can also add some little ephemera bits. So just to give you an example, this one here are some specimen numbers that I had printed off a long time ago, but they were small enough that I could cut down and add to a page tab, and then I added a little stamp image. And this one here, I just added some stamped numbers, and then I put a little and I glued a little butterfly down. So I just thought we would do another couple. So I've pulled out some little bits of ephemera here. So I've got some little teeny tiny little bits of label. Hopefully you can see that there. And I've also got, if you've got one of these retro label makers, they always look really good as well. I got mine from a website, I believe, here in Australia, Dymo, but that's what it looks like. If I can find a link, I will put it below, but they are a lot of fun. So other little bits and pieces that I've got is just a plain label here. I thought that would be good to even go, perhaps this one here, I've stamped some numbers and just Paris, 1889, and on the back that might be a little bit big, but you could put something like that. So this one here, I haven't distressed the edges as yet. I've just got a simple grid pattern on the back, but I thought you could just put a plain label like that, and that way you can put it on the side of a page, and then later on you could actually label that. So let's just get that distressed and we'll glue that one down. Okay, so that one's quite a simple idea. So this one here, we could put the word treasure, and then we could have a look and get one of our little butterflies. We could have that. I mean, that would look absolutely gorgeous. Treasure, and then a little butterfly there on the side. And this might be overdoing it, but I've got a little heart here. Yeah, that's overdoing it. I sort of feel it needs something else, so this is where I'll probably come in with a stamp, and I might just try and pick up even just that figure 1. So I just put some red ink on that figure 1 and just come in and stamp. There you go, perfect. Okay, so I'll get that down and I'll show you how that looks. I'll show you a bit closer. And I just lightly distress just some of those white edges where I've fussy cut. There you go. There's our tab. So idea number 4 is working with some craft brown cardstock and some texture paste and a stencil. Now I did already try one and then unfortunately I smudged it, so this is take 2. What I'm using actually is using texture paste opaque crackle. I believe that when this dries it gives a crackling effect, so that will be fun. So I've got my little bit of texture paste here. So I'm just going to lay out my stencil down, and I might just try and pick up a couple of these flowers. Okay, so we'll lift this up. And while it's wet, I might just take these little bits off here with my fingernail. But yeah, I'm quite happy with how they've worked out. Okay, we'll try again with this one. Just get some, this one here is a little bit more, probably I would say a bit more of an experienced or advanced technique. And I won't lie to you, I've been experimenting quite a few times before I've got it right, so could be a little bit of trial and error, but I love using texture paste and I really wanted to see if I could get this onto the page tabs. So I'm just going to come across here, and then I'm going to just grab this little cluster of flowers and a bit of holly leaf here. Okay, so we'll see how this one has worked out. Very happy, very happy. And I like to go with Tim Holtz products is they really are very good quality, and so if we're trying to do a job like this, his products really do give a good effect. This one here, I might just come in with these here. Okay, so let's do a reveal. Yeah, very happy with those. Of course I'm going to distress the edges, but for now I'm just going to let them dry, and then when they're finished I will insert them now for you to have a look. I was slightly impatient. I probably could have waited a little bit longer for them to dry, but they definitely have, I don't know if that comes up, but they definitely have got this lovely little crackle effect. So I have taken this one here and I've distressed it, and I put a little label on their embrace, and then on the other side you've just got this little flower, and these ones here, they have turned out really lovely as well. Try and get my fingers out of the way for you. So there's that one there, and this one here as well. So when I folded them over, they did, some of the gesso did sort of, whoops, some of the gesso did crackle away, but I think that was more me being impatient, and I should have waited a little bit longer. And these were some that I had done earlier that so this one here, I wasn't really super happy with the pattern, but I still think that works. And this one here was another gesso that I used. It's okay, but it didn't quite give the effect that I wanted. And this one here, I didn't have enough gesso on, and it sort of just left a little bit of an imprint, but I still like that. That could be a good base to put some other features on. So idea number 5 is to just simply punch out some scraps. So you can just take some old scrapbook cardstock that's got some nice pretty patterns. I've just taken a selection of my scraps. These are some wallpaper scraps that I had left over. This one here, I used a punch, a lace punch, just to do a bit of a decorative base. So that's another idea, a great way to use up your scraps as well. So that's idea number 5. So idea number 6 is you can look at all these different patterns for your whale tail tabs. I have also referenced in a previous video, and I'll insert a bit of a clip in a second, but I do a digital download. So if you've got the whale tail punch, you can use it to punch out these shapes. The larger ones you would need to fussy cut, but this is just some example of the patterns that come in my kit. And of course, you know, if you've got the whale tail punch, or if you refer to my We Are Memory Keepers easy hack on how you can make whale tail shapes using the We Are Memory Keepers tab punch board, you can make some whale tail shapes with that. But I will insert the clip now of my DigiKit, and I will link it below in the description, a link to my Etsy shop. We have a digital kit in my store, and you get 72 page tabs, and you can fussy cut these out. So these are the larger ones, and then these ones here, if you do happen to have this whale tail tab, these have been made so that you can actually just come in and punch. So if you didn't completely line it up, because that did kind of move as I was punching, you can just come in and just use your ink just to stress the edges. So there's 72 different colours. They're all very pretty. It's been a very popular DigiKit on my Etsy shop. So that's another option as well. They go beautifully with, you know, vintage style or any style really. So yeah, that's another option there. Idea number 7 is embossed paint chips. Now I like to pick up these paint chips from the hardware store just in the paint selection area, and I run them through my embossing folder through my big shop, and I get these lovely embossed shapes. So I've come along with my whale tail tab punch, and I've punched out these lovely shapes. So you can imagine that on the edge of a page. So that's a simple, effective and quick idea. So idea number 8 is that you can go through your laces and you can select something that you think will work. Here I've added some lace, and then I found a butterfly embellishment, and then I've punched a hole in the side and I've added a dangle, and here you can see how it looks on the page tab. Of course, if you've got some small fabric scraps, I picked these up at my local quilting store. You can select a pattern, fold it in half, and you can add that as a page tab as well. Wow, if you've stuck with me until this part of the video, thank you so much. We're almost to the end of our countdown now. So for idea number 9, and this is one that I just thought of as I was doing this video, and I haven't seen this done before, but if you have got decorative stitches on your sewing machine, you can just play around with some different stitches, and you can just do a little bit of a decorative pattern on your page tab. So I think that just looks absolutely amazing sitting there on the side of a page tab. And also, if you play around with colours, so here you can see I've got some variegated coloured thread that I picked up from eBay, I believe, and at the time I regretted it, but I think it's quite effective. So experiment with the different stitches and colours on your sewing machine. So we've come to number 10 now, which is to hand embroider a stitch onto your page tab. I have done a lazy daisy stitch here, and I've included a demo at the end if you're interested. Well, if you've hung around to the end of the video, I'd like to say a huge thank you. I really enjoyed creating this video, and I did learn heaps through all the various methods that I have shown you. So if you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you could give me a like or comment in the description below. But if you're not a subscriber, it would be great if you could consider subscribing to my channel. It all helps. But in the meantime, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a great week, and we'll see you next video. Thank you. So this is a bit of a bonus part of the video where I'm attempting to demo this lazy daisy stitch that I did. So I brought my needle up through the back, and then I've pushed the needle back down into the same hole to create a loop. And then I just tighten the loop up, and then I hold it with my thumbnail. And then I bring my needle up through the back, and then I just create a little tack just to hold that loop into place. So that's the first petal of the daisy. So then I go around and I repeat that loop and tacking it down. So here you can see I've created several, and this was a really hard angle, guys, so excuse the shape of it. But I think I decided at some point that that almost looks like a dragonfly that I've created, but I decided to bring in another stitch just to finish off the daisy sort of shape. So bring my needle up and back down again through that same hole, create a loop, hold it with my thumbnail to stop it from pulling through, and then I tack it down. So that's it, guys. Hope that demo helped, and I just decorated it off with a little sentiment. Voila, there we are. Thanks, guys.